Imagine this. What if learning really crucial financial stuff, like actually getting assets versus liabilities, or handling your own finances? What if that could be as fun as, say, a game night with friends or family? Forget the dry textbooks for a minute.
Right. And today we're going to look at an interactive tool, one designed by a real pioneer in financial education. It promises to change how you learn about money by, well, actually doing it.
Yeah, learning by doing. So, we're diving into a board game. It claims it can teach you real-world investing just with play money, uncover the secrets of the rich, get you on the financial fast track.
All while having fun, supposedly.
Exactly. So we'll unpack what makes it tick, if it really works, and if it lives up to the hype. Welcome to the deep dive. This is where we take your sources and pull out the most important nuggets of knowledge. Today, we're taking a close look at the Rich Dad Cashflow 101 board game by Robert Kiyosaki and our source material. It's all coming straight from the Amazon product page itself.
So we've got the product description, the features they highlight, customer reviews, which are always revealing, and even info on related things people buy.
Our mission today is to figure out how this game actually works as an education tool. What are the core lessons it's trying to teach? And importantly, what do real people think? Is it effective? Is it worth it? And hey, if you find this deep dive valuable, if you like what we're doing here, please give this episode a like and subscribe to the deep dive. It really helps us out.
Absolutely. And if you get curious about the game itself or anything else we talk about, check the description below. We'll have all the details and the affiliate links there for you.
And remember, we love your curiosity. If you've got sources you want us to tackle in a future deep dive, definitely send them our way. Okay, so let's unpack this. Cashflow 101, it's positioned not just as a game, right? But as this interactive tool for financial education.
Exactly. And the origin is fascinating. It comes from Robert Kiyosaki, the guy who wrote the massive bestseller Rich Dad, Poor Dad.
Right, everyone knows that one.
Well, the description calls this game the ultimate realization of Robert's vision for an interactive way to teach finance. It ties right into his big belief. We learn best by doing.
So he's essentially gamified his whole philosophy.
Pretty much, making abstract concepts tangible on a game board.
So how does that learning by doing actually work on the board? What are you doing?
Well, you're practicing investing, but with play money, so there's no real risk.
Hmm.
You're drawing these opportunity cards,
Oh, okay.
which have things like small deals, maybe buying some stock, or big deals like investing in property. Real-world type scenarios.
And each decision you make impacts your game finances, I assume?
Directly. And this is where you learn that crucial difference between an asset and a liability.
Okay.
It's not just a definition you memorize.
You actually feel it in the game.
Yes. You see how an asset, maybe like a rental property in the game, puts money into your pocket each turn. And a liability, like a loan you took out, takes money out.
So it visualizes cash flow.
Yeah. Exactly. Kiyosaki's big point is that many things people think are assets, like maybe even their own house mortgage, can actually function as liabilities in terms of cash flow. The game forces you to see that.
That's a powerful distinction to internalize. And it also mentions understanding your personal financial statement. That sounds a bit intense for a game.
It simplifies it, though.
Yeah.
You're essentially tracking your own little financial report card right there on the game sheet. Income, expenses, assets, liabilities. Every deal you make, every expense you pay, you update it.
So you literally see your financial position change based on your choices.
You do. You see it immediately. It makes the concept really concrete.
Okay, so you're practicing investing, learning assets versus liabilities, tracking your finances. What's the end goal in the game?
The big goal is to get out of the rat race.
Mm.
That's Kiyosaki's term for the typical cycle of working a job just to pay bills.
Living paycheck to paycheck, basically.
Right. You escape the rat race in the game by building up enough passive income from your assets income you don't have to actively work for to cover all your expenses.
Ah, passive income. That's the key.
That's the core secret of the rich, the game tries to teach. It simulates how acquiring cash-flowing assets is the path to financial freedom, getting you onto the financial fast track, as they call it.
And you do all this within the game's simulated world. It's like a financial flight simulator.
That's a great way to put it. It's about building those financial muscles, learning to spot opportunities, understanding consequences, but in a safe space where mistakes don't cost you real money.
Which raises the question, does this simulation, this play money practice actually translate? Does it bridge that gap to real-world understanding for players?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? Or maybe the play money question.
Good one. So let's look at what users say. This is where it gets really interesting. The game's got a 4.6 out of 5 stars on Amazon. That's pretty high.
It is, from 153 global ratings, and is flagged as an Amazon's Choice product. Plus, the page notes 50-plus bought in past month. So clearly it's popular and people seem to like it.
Okay, 4.6 is strong, but why do they like it? What do the reviews actually say?
Well, connecting the dots from the reviews, a few key themes jump out. First, people consistently say it's fun and educational.
That combo seems key.
Definitely. Reviewers like Felicia Malloy called it great fun and mentioned so much fun playing this game, both young and old. The AI summary even picks up on it being good family time.
So it works across different ages.
Apparently so. And that educational value is mentioned again and again. Roz W., who's a verified purchaser, explicitly said it teaches real-life financial skills.
Like what specifically?
She mentioned understanding stock buying and selling, buying properties, paying expenses, managing debt. Basically the core mechanics of personal finance.
Wow, okay.
Another person found it interesting to see how everyone behaved with money during the game, which suggests it reveals mindsets too.
That's fascinating, like a little psychological experiment around the dinner table.
Kind of. And then there's the value aspect.
Yeah.
Is it worth the price tag? It's not cheap, around $75.
Yeah, that's a fair bit for a board game.
But listen to this quote from Larry Haskins, another verified buyer. It's a little expensive, but worth every penny. The conversations you will have around this game are priceless.
Priceless conversations. That's a strong endorsement.
It really is. Felicia Malloy also said, excellent quality and value for your money. And generally, people seem happy with the physical quality of the game components, too.
Okay, overwhelmingly positive then. But there's always a but, isn't there? Did we find any negative feedback?
We did find one. Richard Casey gave it just 1 star.
Ouch. Why?
His main points were it was way too high and pricey. His words, and maybe more importantly, needs to be more fun.
Interesting. So for him, it didn't hit that fun mark, despite what others said.
Right, and it's important to acknowledge that. While most people seem to find the balance, maybe the simulation aspect felt too heavy or slow for him. If you're looking for just light, fast entertainment, this might not be it.
That makes sense. It sounds like it requires a bit more engagement, maybe a bit more strategic thinking than your average party game.
I think so. The positive reviews really emphasize the combination of fun with the deep learning and those priceless conversations. It suggests the game creates this unique environment where play itself teaches profound lessons, but you have to lean into it.
So it's not just the game in isolation. What does this mean for you, the player, beyond just game night? The sources suggest it's often more than just one product.
Yeah, that's a really interesting point. For many people, Cashflow 101 seems to be a starting point, like a gateway into a whole ecosystem of financial learning.
How so?
Well, the Amazon page shows that customers frequently buy it alongside other Kiyosaki works. The classic Rich Dad, Poor Dad book, or his other big one, Rich Dad's Cashflow Quadrant.
Ah, the quadrant book. That's one about ESBI, right? Employee, self-employed, business owner, investor.
Exactly. That book explains the different ways people earn income and argues for shifting towards the B and I quadrants for true financial freedom. Playing the game seems to naturally lead people to want to understand those deeper concepts.
So the game sparks curiosity for the underlying philosophy.
It seems like it. And it extends to different age groups, too. There's even a Rich Dad Cashflow board game for kids, designed for ages 6 and up.
Wow, starting them young.
Yes, suggesting you can kind of build this financial literacy within the family over time. The main game, Cashflow 101, is recommended for ages 12 plus.
Though I think I saw our review mentioning someone's daughter started younger, like 8 or 9.
That's right. One reviewer did say that, and that she eventually got the hang of it. So maybe some flexibility there depending on the kid. It's designed for 2 to 6 players, so good for families or small groups.
Okay. Any other practical things to know? Downsides mentioned.
Well, that one reviewer, Richard Casey, mentioned the price. And another thing that came up, though not always negatively, is that the game can take a long time to play.
How long are we talking?
The reviews don't give exact times, but the implication is several hours, potentially.
Okay, so not a quick 30-minute game, but maybe that's part of the point, like you said, immersion.
I think it could be. That longer playtime allows you to really cycle through the rat race multiple times, try different strategies, see the long-term effects of decisions, deal with various opportunity cards.
And maybe have more of those priceless conversations Larry Haskins mentioned.
Exactly. Which leads to a bigger thought. How could someone really leverage this game? Not just play it once, but use it maybe alongside the books or the kids' version, to build a real lasting understanding of finance in their household, adapting it for different ages, different learning styles.
Could it become like a cornerstone for family money talks? Fun ones, hopefully?
That seems to be the potential, yeah. Shifting financial thinking through ongoing play and discussion. So let's boil it down. To synthesize all this, the Rich Dad Cashflow 101 board game really does seem to stand out. It's this highly rated, interactive simulation designed squarely for financial education.
Right. It makes those tricky concepts, assets, liabilities, cash flow, financial statements, much more tangible, more understandable because you're playing with them.
Its real strength seems to be teaching that fundamental financial literacy, sparking those important conversations about money, and really driving home Kiyosaki's core ideas about passive income and escaping the rat race through acquiring assets. It's learning by doing in action.
And yeah, despite that one dissenter on price and fun factor, the overwhelming majority of users seem to find it both genuinely fun and incredibly educational. They see it as an investment.
An investment in understanding money better.
It really does position itself as this hands-on way into the whole rich dad philosophy, maybe opening the door to other learning tools in that ecosystem. So what does this mean for you listening right now?
Well, it means there's potentially a really engaging, accessible way to demystify money management for yourself, for your family.
Imagine actually looking forward to learning about finance because it feels like a game night. Building those positive money habits through play, that could be pretty powerful, maybe even a pathway towards more financial freedom. All right, that wraps up our deep dive into the Rich Dad Cashflow 101 board game. We really hope you feel a bit more informed now, maybe even sparked some ideas about your own financial journey. If you enjoyed this deep dive, we'd love it if you'd like this episode and subscribe to the deep dive. Your support genuinely helps us keep doing this.
It really does. And don't forget to check the description. All the links to the game, the books we mentioned, they're all down there for you. Those are affiliate links, by the way.
Good point. Now, next time, we're diving into something that touches pretty much every part of modern life, something we use constantly, but maybe don't think about nearly enough.
Intriguing.
You'll have to tune in to find out. Thanks so much for joining us on this journey of discovery. Until next time, keep digging deeper.